Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right, awesome. Yeah, so thank you for joining our webinar. In this webinar, I'm planning to show you some of the new things that we've added to the platform, and after that, we will discuss some of the new things that we are preparing now for you. And yeah, we will start with the new changes that we've done over the past month or so. One of which is, first of all, one of the big thing is the new header that we've added. We like to call this new updates that we're doing as part of our agenda for the Simvoly 2.0, starting with the headers. Probably most of you, if not all, have seen the new headers and what they allow you to create. You have so much more freedom now. I'll show you how to utilize them, how easy it is to, of course, to use them. Just the basics. After that, the latest update that we did a few days ago was the new margins. That was something that really, I think, helped in terms of building pages now, where you can create a lot easier new margins and so on. And the next thing is the global styling. The other thing that a lot of people of you wanted to have in order to change easily color palettes, fonts, and so on. And it's really great into when you create a new page or a website for a customer, or your website if you want to try different styles and different colors and so on, to be able to do it with just a few clicks rather than changing everywhere yourself. So yeah, these will be the basic things that we'll be covering about the new updates. And after that, like I said, we will just talk about the new features coming very soon to the platform. All right, so to start with the first with the header. The header was something that I know a lot of you had issues with and problems, and you wanted to have more freedom. So that's why it takes us a little bit more time than anticipated, but we managed to, I think, to create something really awesome for you, where you can add a lot of new things to your header. So now everything is split into 3 columns in general. You have one main column, one main row, which is split into 3 sections, which is the left, the middle, and the right one. So if you want to have something always centered in the middle, make sure you add it into the middle section. If you want something always going to the right, add it to the right section, and to the left section. From the plus, you have the option to add all these different widgets. These are specially widgets that we've made for you. That's why it slowed us a little bit, because we had to make each individual widget for this header. You only have one logo. We made this so that it doesn't mess up with your mobile version. So now when you add the logo widget, it shows on the mobile as well into the middle of your in your header. And yeah, what you can also do is create margins to the left here, to the right actually. From the other side, of course, you can do like this. You can create between widgets as well. I've seen some of you trying to center things by using the margin. So for example, doing it like this to have it in the center, which is not good to do it. If you want to do something like that, make sure you add it into the middle section. Otherwise, it might mess up with your design if you have more items. So in general, use the margins only when you want to do margins between widgets, for example. All right, so you have different widgets for the header that you can add, such as button, cards that will show just like a regular card. It will show, depending what you want to add to the design, it will show you the add to cart option. For example, this is dark, or you can have it white, and it will show, when you add something to the cart, it will show the number of products and so on. You can assign the size of the icon if you want to make it bigger for some reason. Okay, it doesn't. Yeah, okay. So you can adjust the height, the size of the icon. The text size, of course, you can also adjust. So you can do things like this to style your cart, for example. You can do the same for the login icon as well. The login, again, is for when you have the membership allowed into the builder. You can use that very easily to add it to the design. Now, if you want to create margins, we allow you to do it with simple drag and drop of the like this. So you can do all sorts of margins. In this particular case, the header is obviously on top of the content. So you can adjust everything from the main row. This is, like I said, the main row, and you can adjust it from the header settings. So if you don't want the header to be on top of the content, obviously you can do it by place header on top of the content to be disabled, and you can add some dark color to see the actual header. So this way you can just adjust the different designs that you have on your header. And of course, you have the different types of headers as well. Full width, compact, if you want to have it like this, where it's in the middle. And of course, you have the options for the left and right. If you want to have a website where you have all the content to the right, to the left, or to the right side. As you can see here as well, you have everything is in one column. You obviously can create margins, add sections here, for example, a button, or you can actually move this button there. Yeah, like you see, you can create things by dragging and dropping and arranging the position. We also allow you to add things to the side of so let's say you add a login, and you want to add it to the side of the cart. You can just drag and assign it to the right of the cart. Like this, you can arrange your header like that. And if you switch again to a horizontal look, actually everything will go into the main one. And if you add something to the bottom section of the site vertical navigation, it will be added to the top bar, which you can delete. So I was just going to show you how you can actually create a top bar. So now if you want to create a top bar, you can just click on the plus icon. So you have a completely new section that you can add, and you can, of course, again, add widgets to each one of the 3 columns. You can do the same thing for the bottom row, where you can add, again, widgets and call to action or navigation. Whatever you want to add, you can absolutely do that very, very easily. And of course, if you don't want to have it, you can, of course, delete it. You can add different things like a background for the section. You can add a border if you want to distinguish it from the background. You can do so. If not, you can just have it like this. So now the big question is how you actually do the fixed header, as many of you might have. How we did it is we actually have a completely new header for the fixed one. So now if you have the apply fixed header on scrolling enabled, you have this fixed scroll that fixed header that you just saw. If you unclick it, obviously, you will not have it anymore. But let's see how you can actually edit it when it's enabled. So you will see it here. By default, if you don't have a fixed header, it will take the data from what you currently have, and it will just translate it here. And you can just start editing it individually. So whatever changes you do to this header won't affect what happens to the main one. So you can do, you can adjust the size, obviously the colors, everything can be changed. You can do, different menu items and so on. That's entirely up to you what you want to do with this header. If you don't want to see this header once you work on the website, as many of you might not have such a big screen as mine, you can just collapse. That will just hide this header for when you edit it in the builder, but it will show on your actual website. So this way you can just if you want to edit it again, you can just expand, edit it, and just hide it again. So yeah, this way you can edit the fixed header. If you don't want to use it again, you can just unclick it here. So that's about the fixed header. Yeah, so I want to just, I guess the other widgets here in general are very, very simple. Nothing really to explain there. They're just straightforward widgets. The new very interesting is the one that is the menu, obviously. Here, you can arrange the position of your items a lot easier than before. Like this, in real time, you'll see how they change. You can change the name now. As before, you didn't have this option. You can add a mega menu, just like this, and you can start editing it right away by adding, now you can add some information about, you can build your own tricolumn, for example, mega menu that you can add. Actually, later today we'll be adding a starting template that you can use, so you don't have to build it from scratch yourself. But yes, this is how easy it is to actually add a mega menu with more items and images, and why not even products and so on. What you can also do is you can obviously change the URL of each button, each menu item. So you can select whatever you want to. Yes, this edit sometimes shows. You can arrange like this the URLs of the actual header. If you want to do a submenu, might not be. It's very, very easy. You can just drag and drop it, and move it to the right just slightly, so it will show right beneath the actual item you want to create the submenu. So like this, we just created a main item, which is amenities, and you have the home, gallery, and block as the submenus of this item. So some of you might wonder, all right, so how I can have amenities not linking anywhere when I click on it, so it only show the submenu. So if you do this, you can have it by creating an external link, and for URL, simply add an ampersand, the number symbol that will create an item that actually links nowhere. So when you click it, even if you click it, doesn't link anywhere. And you have, caption, like page, something. And yeah, that page will show all the mega menus beneath it. So simple as that, you can create mega menus and arrange them into different positions. It's very, very easy. Yeah, if you have any questions for the headers, I'll gladly answer in a bit. I guess I'll try to go over the new things, and if you have any questions, just you can ask them in the chat, and I'll try to go over each one of them, so we can actually answer all of them. So the next thing that we've added for the alternative headers, yes, sorry, I forgot to ask about that. So if you want, obviously, probably most of you know that we have two types of headers, alternative and primary. So for this page in particular, we're using the primary header. If you want to use the alternative header, you can just go to Pages, click on the pencil icon to edit, and you can assign the alternative header. So for example, if you have pages on your website that you don't want to have this transparent background type of header, for example, if you go to, I don't know, to a contact page, okay, you don't want to have like something like this. So you can assign to the contact page, you can assign the alternative header. You can click on OK, and now it just created a new header that you can edit to your likes. Obviously, you can change the menu, you can change the logo, the menu, everything you can do according to what you want to have for this other pages that you don't want to use this header. So you can change the logo, you can change the styling and everything yourself. And you can assign it to every page you want to have this alternative header. All right, so next thing, let's go with the margins and the global stylings. The margins is something that most of you probably didn't see before. Is when you click on a widget, you had a margin button that allows you to create margins. But now we did it a lot easier for you to create margins. As you can see here, now we've added 3 types of margins. One is to the block, where you can simply drag and arrange the position of the block, and on the bottom you can do it by clicking on the actual margin and dragging, or clicking on the handles on the sides. You can do the same thing for the bottom as well. So simple as that. You can create margins a lot easier than before. Before you didn't even have the bottom margin, but now you have it. The next thing is you have margins for the columns as well. So you can create percentage margins on the columns if you want to create some sort of padding on the sides. It's very useful. For example, here we're using the paddings to create, as you can see, some padding on the side that you want to do. Again, by using the handles or by using the whole thing, the whole margin, you can do the, actually this is padding on margin, but yeah, same thing. You can adjust the sides. And the next thing would be how to create margins for the widgets. And on top of each widget, you have this button, this handle that allows you to create margins again. Simply drag and drop to create margins. It's very easy, and you don't have to click many times to find the margin mode or something like that. You just drag or range, and simple as that, you have your awesome design like this. So let's say make it some padding here, and you have a beautiful new design that you can use. So that's very basically about the very easily how you can do all these things with the margins, and a lot easier to do your paddings. As I've seen, some of you are struggling with the having elements sticking together, which is obviously not great. Now you can easily do it with the paddings and the margins, and you can create a lot easier, easily really awesome designs like that. And I guess you can see that everything scales really well on mobile devices. And yes, we probably don't like this one, but we can change it easily with the global stylings in a moment. So yeah, this is how you create the margins. And now let's go for the, I guess, if you have any questions for the margins, please list them in the section, in the live chat section. Now about the global stylings. This is a really big change again. You can access it from the brush icon, and you can see that you have a few categories here. The main one and the most important one, I guess, is the text styling. This one now allows you to create different global stylings for the paragraph, all the H tags, the links, and link over effects. And you can also adjust it for the mobile devices as well. This was something that a lot of people were asking about, so you are now able to do so. So you can just click on any of the text you want to edit, and you can adjust the styling. When you do change it, you'll see that it changes globally into your website everywhere. So this happens because, all right, I'll explain in a moment actually. But yeah, you can adjust the letter spacing as well. You can adjust the line height. You can adjust the texts. Everything you want to change, you can do it globally for this widget. For the paragraphs, and of course, even change the font family for this widget. If you don't want to have the changes, simply cancel and it will revert back. Now, because you've probably started your website, most of you have started your website before the global styling was introduced, as it was introduced only a few days ago. You have, if you want to use the global stylings to the fullest, you have to actually, for example, if you want to use the global styling for this heading, as you can see, it's 90 pixels. Probably this and the white color is also added manually from the color picker and from the editor. So this is actually overwriting what the global styling is. So let's say put it to 108. So this is something that is not normal for the global styling. So now if you do changes to the H1, it will not affect the actual H1 really in the size or or in the cover and so on, because you've already set it up from the text editor. So if you want to take advantage of the actual global styling and what is set here, you have to clear the stylings of this heading. So just by clicking on the eraser, the clear style, that will revert to the global styling. And now when you do changes, it will actually take effect right away, like the letter spacing as well. The color can change to whatever you want it to change. Simple as that. But yes, if you want to use for a template that has already been created, for a website that has been created, you have to, sadly, you have to restyle, clear the styling actually of the existing texts to take advantage of the global styling. We're now resaving all the templates, so when you start these days with a new template, you have all these things already in place, so you don't have to do it yourself. Yeah, so I wanted to clarify that, as it's obviously important part of using the global styling. And again, if you want to just adjust for this section, you can just use the white. But again, the colors will change. Not to worry about. You can adjust the size. Just the color will be overwritten by the ones that you add manually. Hopefully that was clear. So you have to do that for for the H2s and H3s if you're using them globally and you want to use the global stylings actually. That actually is for the covers as well. So we've added the color palette too. And now we've actually added secondary covers that actually, as a website, can have more than one cover, obviously. You can have a whole palette using for different things. Now, we're pretty fine with these covers. Of course, you can absolutely change them and to create your own palette that will be globally for the whole website. And when you do this palette, you can use it anywhere on your website. So let's say you want to have this button to be, actually the button color can be, let's say this green color with a white text. So now everywhere you use, this green color, for example, let's use it for here as well. So now we have on two places this green color, and you can globally change this color to, let's say, to orange. And now it will change anywhere you've used this color to the new updated color in your palette. Obviously, you have these 5 colors. The primary is the only difference between the primary and the secondary colors is the primary will be used for stuff like the card, for example, the card number there with the circle in the store for add to cart, for example, in the blog for read more, in such places where you used to see the brand color there. That's the only difference. And again, if you want to take advantage of the global colors, you have to set it up again. If you want to use the global color, you have to use it again in order to be able to update everywhere to the new one. Sadly, there is no way to do it that's everywhere it has been used on the old website's creation to be updated with the global one, because it's different way to add it at the moment. So if you want to use the global colors, you just have to sadly you have to re-add the color, and it will then globally you can change it again. And yeah, I think that's about the colors. I obviously have the old ones about the background color and the main text color for the other places like the blog, the store, and so on. You can add new fonts again. There still we do not allow you to upload your own fonts, but we still allow you to add fonts from the Google Fonts. They have more than 850, I believe. We plan to allow you to upload your fonts at some point. We just want to keep it really simple and straightforward, so you don't have to upload so many TIFF files and so on and so on. But yeah, I guess at some point we'll be adding that as well. But for the moment, you can just, I guess, Google Fonts, I think, just covers pretty much all the needs of a website. The next thing that we've added is the website layout. You're probably familiar where you were able to add boxed design for your website. Now you have the same functionality. The only difference is that now you can adjust how wide you want it to be by the handle on top. And if you use the full width, you can actually adjust how wide you want the website to be. Before, by default, it was 1100 pixels wide. Some templates had, I think, 1300, but we now allow you to have your own width. So if you want to do a more, a larger in terms of which website, you can have it at 1300, which is, people obviously have now bigger screens, so you can take advantage of that, take more real estate on the sites. And yeah, simple as that. You can just adjust the website layout. Yes, about the global stylings about the text, I forgot to mention that you can also adjust it for mobile devices as well. Obviously, you can click here and you can see that you have different stylings, completely different for the mobiles. So you can now, this is, as you've seen, this is the H tag, and you can adjust it to be smaller if you want to have, let's say you have letter spacing. For some reason, you want to have such design. For the H2, you can add less size, for example, here. For the H3, you can have letter spacing again. Actually, yeah, this was the H3. The H2 was probably this one. Yes. So this is the H3. You can make it bigger, and this way, yeah, you can organize the different designs for your mobile phones. You can do line height. You can adjust. You can do the font, obviously bigger or smaller, and to create your own mobile version a lot easier. And yeah, if you don't like certain places, you can just adjust it with the globals. Again, if you open it, it will automatically open the mobile one, and if you go on the desktop, it will open the desktop one. So yeah, I think that's about the globals. Very soon we'll be adding the buttons in the forms. So everywhere you use button, for example, like this design, you can save up to a few different button designs. For example, if you want to have, let's say, a circle once everywhere, you don't have to do it manually. If all the places, you'll be able to create global stylings for the buttons as well. This will be added there. For the forms as well, you have a lot more functionality in terms of thickness of the border, color of the background, font sizes, and so on. So you'll be able to create your own form designs as well and use them in the different places. I suppose we'll be able to add it in the next week or couple of weeks. We'll try to add those as well to the global styling family. Yes, I'm not sure there is anything to cover about the globals. If you have any questions, I guess you can list them in the question area. I will now try to go over some of the questions you have. When we do that, I guess you'll have some questions. I will explain and tell you a few things about the new things that are coming to the platform. Also, I will give you a link to a board that we made where you can share your suggestions for new functionalities, and you can vote for each individual functionality. So we know what's the most important for you, and we'll try to add it to the builder. So let me try to go through the questions now, and then we'll go through the new things that we're coming these days. All right, let me find a option for to undo would be great. Yes, the undo and redo with the publish option. We plan to do it in August. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it in August. It is. I know. I understand. It's very, very important. It's very important to us as well, as you can undo and save actually old versions of the website and go back to it. We will really try to do it this month. No promises, but we'll really try to do it this month. Search bar, yes. The search bar is actually the next. The funnels and the search bars are the next new things coming, and you will see them in the board. Like I said, that we're going to share with you in a moment. Okay. Can you share an example of a website using the mega menus? Yes, actually. One of my websites for to play around. You can see here the mega menu that we have created for. Actually, I think we added this as a design for as a starting design for all the mega menus. So this way you can organize into categories, different links. You can even add products or images or call to action buttons or something like that. You can add to the mega menus. Really nice and easy to use. Let's see what's next. Ask questions. Yes, there will be a replay of this in YouTube. Obviously, you'll be able to see the replay of the. You can play it as much time as you want. You can see go through each of the features that we went through. Yes, alternative header. Yes, we have it for the different pages. You add it. Yes, the live stream is obviously going to be uploaded into YouTube after it's finished. How can you tell the margins? All right, so actually, it's all margins. I think this is only padding. No, actually, these are padding only the margin between widgets is margin. Actually, this is padding for the columns, and this is padding for the section. So yeah, I mean, there is nothing to you just have to keep in mind that this is in percentages, this is in pixels. Actually, this scales very well on mobile. As you see, there is no like big gaps or something like that. We actually recalculate everything from percentage into pixels and the other way around. So it actually looks great on all devices. It was a challenge, but I think we managed to do it very well. And again, this is the padding of the columns. This is the padding of the blocks. I just use margins as, I mean, there's actually no difference in this case. And the next thing that we've this is actually a margin for between H2 sections, H2 widgets like this. Oh yes, something that I forgot to mention is the centering of widgets. So before, as you can see now, if you had before margins on the left, you'll still have them. But if you didn't have margins, you now don't have margins on the left. You cannot create margin on the left. And the reason for that is because you don't really need it. We've reviewed like hundreds of websites to see how they're actually using it. And you don't really need the left margin because you can do it now with column. So if you want to do some padding on the side, you can do it with columns. If you want to do, for example, if you had to center something, you had to actually, let's say this text, you want to have it not the full length. As you can see now, it's not the full length. This is the full length. But if you want to do it, smaller, you had to resize it and do it with margin. Right now, we made it so if you have the widget, let me just, okay, let's say add a new text. And now it's positioned into the left. And you want to put it in the center. Let's say it's like this. You want to put it into the center. Before you had to resize it and do the margin on the left side. Now we made it that when you do it centered, it automatically goes to the center. And now if you resize it, it actually resizes to the middle. Like I said, we went through so many websites and we saw that actually nobody needs to use center that is not in the actual center. So now it's centering something is a lot easier when it comes to text, when it comes to buttons as well. And actually any widget that has centering is now, you can resize it and have it like this, and it always stick to the center. If you resize it to the left, it will just go to the left and you can use it as before. So I think this is really nice and easy to use now when you try to center something. Not like before, you have to resize it, not sure if it's in the middle, if it's not in the middle. And you actually now have pixels on the side, so you know how wide something is. On the side, you can see the actual resize, as you can see them here, the resize pixels. So yeah, this is, I forgot to mention this, but I think it's very important when it comes to centering things into the design. All right, the next questions. Can you clear styles all at once? Actually, we can add such button. I don't know. Do you want just to add this button? We can add it where you can actually create all the styles for all the texts, and they will transfer to the global stylings, and you can just change them yourself. I wasn't sure if we should add it because some of you might get confused and clear all the styles and then complain why this happened. Maybe it will come with some caution, but if you want this button, we can add it. We've already created it for our usage to restyle the templates. If you want to use it, just let us know in the chat how many of you want to have it for full clearing of the text styles. Global styling is great. Yes, there is global styling for quote. Yes, here is the quote. You can actually restyle the quote as well. Okay, one moment. It's important. Can you? Yes. So this is, I think, very important when you actually we plan to do on the site when you click on the heading, actually before even on over, to see on the site actually if it's H1, if it's H2, H3. Yes, I think we'll add it in the next few days. Incoming block features, yes, we postponed the block because we thought that the headers, the margins, and the global stylings were more important. The blocks are almost done, so I think by the end of August, hopefully we'll be able to do them after the funnels. I believe we'll try to do them somewhere between the undo redo and the funnels. I think we'll try. Forms button styling, yes, this will be part of the global form styling and more styling for the forms, probably in the next, I don't know, week or so. How can I make site margins equal to 0 on mobile version? Meaning that if you want to do the site like this margin, I suppose, the site, I suppose that side one, like this one, I think it scales down. Let me just try. I think it just stays. I don't think there is a way to clear it, at least at the moment. Let me try with this. Let's say that it is like this. Yes, you have the side. I do not recommend building it like this in this example. So you don't really need to do it like this. Maybe avoid using so much big margins on the side. I think the margin, the paddings for the columns are mainly used like for really small, percentages. You don't have to use them, really big ones, like 20 or 30 or something like that. At the moment, there is no way. I suppose you can just clear them with some CSS until we introduce some more sophisticated phone mobile functionality. Sadly, you cannot. Yes, the search, like I said, is coming. The undo is coming. Yes, we had this question about the option where you can allow your contributors not to have access to the full functionality of the builder, but only to be able to change texts and images. We still plan to do it. I think we can introduce it with the next big update for the white labels. Um, mm, yes, I guess in a couple of weeks or something. At, all right, let's say by the end of this month, I will try to introduce such option where you can limit your contributors in terms of what they can actually scroll on the website. But as we all know, they like to change too much things and then ask us how to go back. Um, can we add links to blocks? Um, yes. Well, blocks you can do them. You can have anchors, but you can they're not clickable themselves. Columns as well, not really clickable themselves. Uh, just not sure how it would actually work if you have if you make the whole column clickable. Um, for the moment, there is no way. We can think of some option if you have some suggestions how it can be done seamlessly, and I don't think it will be used all that much. Yeah, I don't know. I guess at some point we can think about it. Any time frame for HTML export? HTML export, we kind of plan to do it by the end of the year. So yeah, we'll try to do it by the end of the year where you can export a website. But again, as before, the export would be, I guess, at some point, at some price, to avoid people from coming, building the website, and just exporting it for no cost. We'll have to, yeah, keep you informed in the future for the export and how exactly we'll be doing that. But again, if you export a website, you have to know that you will not be able to use the platform because it will be just hosted raw static files somewhere. Dropshipping, we we are thinking about it with the store changes. We'll see what's the best. If you have some suggestions for integrations for drop shipping that are very powerful and really easy to use and globally used. I know Umbrello is working only with Shopify, so it's not an option. I guess if you have some suggestions, we'll be happy to hear them. SEO wise, what you can add SEO the old way with the you can add sorry you can do it with page SEO, where you can add the meta title, meta description, which is used by Google. It's important to have your keywords there that are most important for your pages, and also keep it compelling so people can click on it. And share image. This is about the page SEO, of course, the h tags, the image out, the descriptions that you can add. This is about SEO, which is important. We had plans, maybe some of you know that, to do our own SEO like analyzing tool where it can give you a rating of your website. We'll try to do it at some point where it will give you some tips, what you can change, what you can improve. But for the moment, I think the basics. I think we have a few also blog posts. Nice meta title and description. Make sure we optimize the images, but if you test it with something, make sure the images are nice. Make sure that content is relevant, that you have a lot of keywords, and to engage your customers, as time spent on a page is very important for SEO, for Google to rank you better. Make sure you have clear call to actions. Make sure you have compelling text. Again, content is king, as you know. And yeah, that will help you rank very well. I think in Google we rank on first place for many keywords without doing pretty much anything, just by having compelling texts, by having good looking pages, and providing the resources that the customer needs once they click on in Google. That will really help you with the ranking in Google. Website and versioning, again, that will be part of the undo and redo. Going through the other questions, putting text over images, yes, that will be, yes, we'll spend like a week to improve on widgets, like the like adding overlays over images in different, it's not going to be only just text, but it will be more of a few designs you have. Icons for mega menu items, yes, you can add mega menu items. So yeah, we'll be spent like adding overlays over images. We'll be spend more time into creating a new slider that we postponed for so long, but we really want to create a new slider. Actually, it will use the columns. Actually, it will use the columns and blocks, and you can create a block into a slider, and you can slide regular widgets. Really cool. So not like before with the kind of messy slider that there is, but you have more designs. You have more, more things that you can do with all the widgets that you can add to the slider. When supposing I will try to really do it. We'll try to really do it in the next month or so, with the new slider, the image overlays, and so on. Yes, the 301 redirects. We plan to do the website settings in a new way, where you have all the settings here with domains, 301 redirects, contributors, and everything to happen all here, not in the dashboard. So you'll have a lot easier access to all this. And 404 pages, we plan to actually create a folder here in pages with all the system pages, such as the login, as many of you wanted to be able to edit, like the store pages as well, like the 404, the page not found, for you to be able to actually modify the looks of all these pages yourself. I cannot promise when this will be. I try to not overpromise things. We'll try to add it soon. So you can edit those. But 301, yeah, should be part of the new settings that we are working on. You cannot enter the numerical values of the pixels. You have to do it with the mouse. Yes, that will be great. Okay, you want to, yes, global styling reset. All right. Okay, I guess we'll add it. Upsell, yeah, we plan to add the upsells. This will be part of the store. I'll send you a link in a moment with this board where you can actually see roadmap question. Yes, the block is coming. Yes, we'll try to improve on the active campaign. We know that there is not possibility for lists. We'll try to do it in the next, let's say, 3 or 4 days. We'll try to add a new improved active campaign integration. MailChimp add products to store to mail template. Not possible at the moment. We'll have to see what the integration with MailChimp is to actually do that. We haven't really had the chance to check it out. Yes, Simvoly can be used for catalogs. Actually, I can show this website that is used for catalog purposes. So, for example, this is a real estate template that we've made, where you can use the store functionality for catalogs. It doesn't have add to store or something like that. We've actually disabled it. And you can use the filtering for the catalog functionality. So when you click on a, actually, yeah, I actually showed it for a reason, but we had it hidden. Let me just get into the actual website. You can actually have it hidden for, you can hide this section. So yeah, for the category listing. So as you can see now, you do not have the add to cart or something like that. So you can use the functionality of the store for all these purposes, for filtering as a catalog, and then use the individual pages for listing. We plan to do this with the a lot easier with the portfolio. The portfolio to have actually the portfolio functionality, as many of you may know, to have the ability to actually create filtering there as well. Same as the store, but you have individual pages there and a lot more functionality, and you don't have to use the store there. But yeah, for the moment, you can use the store like this. I think is really nice for listing things like properties, or I mean anything you can list and have this really nice filtering. All right, let's continue with the questions. Folder hierarchy. Yes, we plan to organize the folders a bit better, latest uploaded files and so on. We'll try to improve on it soon. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Leo. Yeah, we had some bad reviews. They don't really like platforms that are actually good. So, and a lot of the review sites are actually sponsored by companies. So, yeah, they try to add some bad reviews. So, if you want to help us, of course, it will be great if you go to some of these reviews websites. You can type in Simvoly review or something like that. And if you like the platform, we greatly appreciate it if you rate us fairly. We don't want, not reviews that we do not deserve. So rate us fairly if you want to help us with the with the recognition of the platform. Meta title, yes, you can add. Actually, is the title of the meta description will be added with the new block. So the meta title descriptions and so much more. I think I've shared an image of the new block. That will be possible with the new block changes very soon. Like I said, probably by the end of August, we will find the time to update the block, and it will be really nice. It will be actually inspired by. I think by a lot of things is inspired, but it is inspired by really clean and new design that we try to do with the block. At the moment, it's not possible to pull information from Facebook and put it into the website templates. There is some companies that do that. It's not really working very well. Probably at some point we might try something like that, but at the moment, no. Yes, you can run a video for a block. You can add for example, you can do it like using an add video background, and you can add the URL for the YouTube. At the moment, we only work with YouTube in terms of video backgrounds. So just enter the URL. The only downside is that on mobile, YouTube do not allow automatic play of a video. So make sure you always add an image to the background. So even for desktop, before the video is loaded, it will show the image, and then it will show the video. And for mobile devices, it will show the image throughout the surfing of the person. Just before some of you leave, here is a link actually to. Okay, should be able to see it here. Some of you leave. Here is a link actually to. All right, so you should be able to in this link you can actually vote for, make suggestions, vote for some of the things that we've added. So yeah, just to and you can also comment as well to say what is important for you, what you want to see next, rate what is the most important functionality for you. So yeah, you can rate for more than one. And you can see in progress what we're actually currently working on. At the moment is the funnels. I guess the search we should add as well. Yeah, it's because it's also in progress. So yeah, you can see what's in progress. So yeah, you can use this to actually rate and suggest things. Text over images, yes. Marketplace, not at the moment. We have planned something like that. at some point to add it, maybe when we try to introduce the new widgets and the option for you to create your own apps, like an app store where you can actually build your own things, and maybe even probably some of them might be paid, so you can also profit out of them. Probably we will try to create an option for paid templates as well at some point. Why not? If you really want to have something like that, we can create it so you can actually build templates, sell them into the marketplace, and actually people can buy, and you can buy templates for a specific market, that when you build a customer's website, for example. Why not? So yeah, if we have enough people who want something, we can definitely add something like that. Yeah, domain purchase. Sorry, we've been postponing it for a bit, but I think we'll try to add it by the end of this month. We'll try. I can't promise. I know it is very important, so we will try to add it as soon as possible. I don't want to over promise again. Multi-server, I don't think we'll try to do that at this stage, because it's not really. It's a big functionality that we haven't had much requests yet. The membership area, we have a section in the help guides. It's a help.webrepository.com. We have in the member section, you can actually see how you create membership. We're now actually starting, just to clarify, with the new changes. We didn't do many videos and tutorials and so on, because there is, as you see, a lot of changes to the platform, and this is because we've tried to do these things before we start, creating a big repository with videos and so on and guides, and then not be relevant a month after that. So now we'll be starting to create more tutorials, how to build my membership website, how to do a landing page that converts. All these things will be part of something like Design Academy, where you have free access to teach yourself how to become a designer, pretty much, how to build really beautiful websites, how to optimize your pages for SEO, how to do this and that, everything to be explained step by step how you can do it. And for customers, if you're a white label partner, so these videos will be white labeled, so you can use them. All right, so I'll try to. There's so many questions. I think I covered most of them. So I want to say a few things about what's coming next. You can see some of the things here. Okay, you've already started and suggesting and so on, which is great. So the few things that are coming next is the search and the funnel building. So what is the funnel? I think in the funnel you can actually, in the search. Yeah, I can share an image shortly. So the funnel will actually allow you to create funnels in your builder. And what the funnels are just pages connected together. And the funnels, you'll be able to create steps, and in between each steps of your funnel, you'll see what the traffic is. So let's say the landing page lands 1,000 people. So on the next step, which is, let's say, after they click on a button for a call to action, 70% of the people clicked on this button. So you see that 70% came into your step 2 page. And then on the step 2 page, you can have a form that they have to fill in order to go to a thank you page. So you see that only 35% went to the thank you page. So this is like a small funnel for lead generation, for email building, and so on. And you'll see how much people came from each step. And then you'll be able to do A/B testing on different pages to see what's the traffic between, the difference in the traffic between each 2 pages, which will allow you to do better in terms of campaigns. You can set goals on, for example, if you want to try to sell things, you can set a goal and see how much this funnel generated in sales, or how many emails you generated with this funnel, and say, let's say, the customer acquisition cost. What is the this and that? We'll try to add different metrics into your funnels, and it will be a lot easier to do, all sorts of campaigns. And shortly after, you'll be able to also connect a custom domain to a funnel. So this will be a completely different section where you'll be able to build the funnels, to see the actual performance. It will come with funnel templates So they will be very similar to what you have with pages right now, where you have obviously option to add a whole design, but instead of a single page, it will be a set of pages uh, connected into a funnel, and you'll be able to connect to the domain at some point as well to a funnel if you want to build funnels for customers or something like that for different campaigns. So that's the funnel. A very, very powerful, I think, really nice. Maybe at some point we'll try to connect it with some automation that we created, so you can actually have email funnels as well, not only page funnels and traffic funnels. The multilingual option, we'll try to do it very soon as well, as many of you are waiting for it. So you'll be able really easy to switch between languages. How we plan to do it? We plan to do it to that every widget that actually has text have an option, if enabled, to switch between versions of a language. And when you switch, you actually can just type in let's say the French version, and when somebody switches, or by geolocation detecting that it's from a French country or from France, or I don't know, French-speaking country, or you can add maybe some rules, and that will actually change the text from English to French, for example, or something like that. That's the idea. We plan to do it fairly soon. The store is something that is coming really soon. I already said that. The store is pretty nice. You have the option to create a lot of things, but there is room for improvement, definitely. Like the abandoned cart, we already keep your abandoned carts, but we have to just add the interface to actually show it to you, where you can actually send some information, some remarketing or something like that to your customers. Better inventory tracking, I think it's added here in the store updates. Yeah, like better inventory tracking, email notifications where you can actually modify your emails, upsells to be able to do upon when somebody adds to a cart, to upsell them in a pop-up, for example. You can add this and that. Product reviews is something that a lot of you wanted. Limitation of products to be shown. This will be part of this big store update. Probably this whole update will take at least a month to produce most of the things. We plan to start it in August, definitely. It is a very big priority of ours. Yes, what else is on the make? Is on the roadmap. The store pop-ups will have more. I think it's here. Yeah, pop-ups with categories, actually, where you can segment by different categories and have more options for different purposes. Multilingual websites, and cover selection on stores. Yeah, the store will have a lot more design possibilities, where you have like global stylings in a way for store only, so you can change actually the product page, the list page. You'll be able to modify all the fonts, all the paddings and everything globally. You can change it for the store, so that was part of the update. Yeah, so the funnels, we plan, actually we're discussing, it's not set yet, but we plan to also create our own marketing type of automation tool, where you can connect the store, the forms and everything into lists of users that you can send campaigns and build emails within the builder. We really want to do it. We just have to. It's a big update. It's a big change. It's not really very easy to do. So when we do all the other things, I think we'll try to do something like that as well. With that said, we actually plan to do the messages as of now. You have them into different forms, and you see the messages for each form. But we plan to do it not lead in messages, but contacts and messages, where you can actually see, actually like a mini CRM. You can see all the contacts. You can tag them into different tags, and you can send emails, or at least have them stored into different lists and groups. So you can actually manage your contacts as well, like a mini CRM for you, for your customers. You don't have to use a different platform and pay very expensive fees. So you can just use this mini CRM to organize your your users as well. Yes. What else? What else? What else? Um, Um, yeah, I think personalized messages is something that we will try to do as well. Actually, I think it will be really cool and can be easily, kind of easily, not that easy, but to be done with when we do the multilingual option. So when you can add some rules. For example, if the customer is from, let's say, from coming from an IP from New York, to say, now welcome, yeah, become the best realtor in, and here to be country, for example, city, like a variable where this will be taken from the IP of the customer, and it will say, let's say, New York or Chicago or something, some city that you're coming from. So it's everything can be more personalized. I think that will be really great addition. Uh, we'll try to. I don't know how easy it will be to do it, but we'll try to do it, I guess, with the multilingual functionality when we do to. I think it will have a great impact in terms of actual conversions of pages. And with the funnels, I think you can do such A/B testings to see what is the conversion rates. And in general, our idea is to help you optimize your pages and the performance of everything. Yeah, I think these are the basics that we'll try to do at least by the end of the year. We'll try obviously to do it before that, a lot before that. But depends. As you know, we try to do everything really well, not just do it and not look good. So we try to do things really the way they're supposed to be done. So let me just read a few comments as well. If you have some Facebook, Instagram, social media feeds. Yes. Well, at the moment, social media feeds, you can do them from the development side of these social media. So you can integrate them with the code widget. Um, yeah, we'll have to, like I said, we'll, I guess, dedicate a week only for creating new widgets. And I think at least there we'll add some integrations like feeds from Instagram, from Facebook, and so on. We also plan to do a chat widget for you to enable from Google Messenger, Google Messenger, Facebook Messenger. So you can actually add it to your website just by entering your page ID. I think that's all you needed. And you can enable it here to have a live chat for free by Messenger. So that would be part of the new widgets integrations and so on. You should regulate templates in the marketplace. Yeah, I guess. Accordions, yes. This is, accordions and tabs, part of the new widgets. Getting uplift, yes. The blogging, yes, definitely. I think you'll love it. If you haven't seen the image in the Facebook, you can check the sneak preview of the blog there. So it's possible to auto scroll through several images in the hero section stand. Okay, like sliding images. Well, we'll have the block to be sliding, like in general, the whole block to slide with a different block. Not sure about the images sliding only. We'll see if we can, I don't know, the interface and how the UI will be. Maybe we can add it, but definitely you'll be able to scroll through blocks and they can have different block images. Thank you very much, Dan. Are there? Yes. Well, we did a lot of changes on the white label. If the looks, I don't know how many of you have seen it. You have a new UI. You've added the marketing section. We'll add more things to it where you have access to free webinar scripts, masterclass on how to build webinars and how to do Facebook campaigns, how to find your niche and everything like that. That will be available in the masterclass. But you can understand more about your audience. You can see some tips on how to promote your white label here. New things is I think later today or tomorrow we'll be adding the graphs finally, and very soon they will be available for the store as well. But you see here, you'll be able to track all the subscriptions, your MRR, how many websites you have a certain period of time, you know, some reminders of who subscribed, who unsubscribed, so you can see all this information about your white label. I think today or tomorrow that should be available. It's I think it's done. You just have to just upload it to the white label. Affiliates is coming. We aim for the next week. Finally, so you'll be able to actually do affiliate for Simvoly, and all your white labels you'll be able to do affiliates for yourself. Find affiliate marketers, and yeah, grow your white labels crazy. So yeah, affiliate will allow you to create. You have a registration page if you want to, where people can sign up for affiliation. You can have them approve them, disapprove them as affiliators, and they can have, you can assign individually certain percentage of affiliate commission. They will have a dashboard of themselves where they can see all the generated sales that they have, and they can request a payout. The payout will not be automatic. You'll have to actually handle that yourself, by transferring payments to your affiliators, at least for the moment. And you'll see, obviously, in the affiliate section, detailed information about each affiliator there. With the white label very soon, I think in the next week or so, we'll try to add the option where you can actually start a subscription, start a website with a payment. So the process will be kind of reverted. So when they register, they select a plan, they pay, and they get into the website and start building their website. And we'll add an option for paid templates, so you can actually create premium templates for your audience. Let's say when you build a website, a template, you'll be probably here. You have an option, $50 fee or something like that to be added to the subscription of the customer. So you can build the premium templates for them to buy if they want to have this awesome template. Yes. Yes, system emails and pages at the moment. One of the reasons why we want to do the marketing side of automation of our own is to actually have this into a marketing section where you can actually build your templates of the sites with drag and drop, not with this code. For the moment, it works just fine, I think. But yeah, you'll be able to do that. With the funnels, we will actually introduce the option to edit blocks and to create your own funnels. This will be also an awesome change. And what else? I think that's for now. That will be added and is being added to the white label. Yeah, we'll have all these options for templates, for affiliation, for starting with a payment, with the funnels where you can create. I think that's part of very soon of the update. Icons before menu items. Okay. All right. So adding an icon to the menu, not possible at the moment. You can add an icon widget if you want to have an icon in general, but like an icon before the item, not at this point. Let's see what else we have. I can send a replay. Yes, I will send a replay to everybody, so you can check out the webinar again. Dual menus. You can add dual menus. Yes, you can have let's say a top section, and you can have a menu on the side. So you can add many items. Let's say home. You can add contact. You can add privacy, property, and then make them white. All right, so we just added a menu, and you can add a border on the bottom, which is white, with some transparency here, there. You can add menus everywhere. So yeah, we're actually going to do a menu widget to the actual pages, so you can actually have menus on the inside the pages as well. What else? You rock. Are you streaming? Yes. Multilingual feature? Yes. Yes, Yanis. It's going to be coming very, very soon. We'll try to add it definitely before the end of August, and probably add this awesome option for personalization of messaging. Depends how easy it is, but yeah, at least the multilingual option will be added. Yeah, what else? What else? What else? I think these are all the questions that I saw. Maybe I missed some. I'm sorry if I have. Um, I don't know what else to cover. I think that was the basics of the new features that are going to be coming in the next few months. The awesome, I think awesome. I really like the margins and the globals and the header. I hope you really like it as well. You're welcome. Yes, you're welcome for the webinar. We'll try to do more updates for each feature that we add, bigger ones. We try to cover new things in the webinar, in the Facebook groups. Yes, I mean, I don't know. If you have any questions, other questions? If not, I will be sending a link again into by email to all of you, so you can check out the webinar if you want to again. Yes, you use the link if you want to vote and make suggestions and comment on different features. If you have, we always welcome any suggestions. We try to do things according to your needs. Headers was a pain. Margins was a pain of mine. I guess yours as well. The global stylings pain of for everybody. We'll try to add the button for reset of global stylings these days, so you can reset your website's pages easily and adjust to the global stylings a lot easier. And yeah, that's about it. All right, let's wrap this thing up and keep in touch. Any feedback, any reviews, positive or not, even not positive, always welcome. So if you want to help, simply Google us and rate us well in different places like Capterra and whatnot, so we get more visibility and more people enjoy our platform. And that's it. It was great talking to you guys, and speak soon. Cheers.